Hi everyone, it's Deja. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. In today's video, I wanted to show you how you can use your Cricut cutting machine to make some really cute Halloween cards. This does not involve any, dies or stamps or anything like that. You can do everything in Cricut Design Space. What I will show you in today's video will be using the print then cut feature. So a couple of things is you will need a regular inkjet printer and you need the Cricut cutting machine that is able to do print then cut. So the Cricut Joy Xtra, the Cricut Explorer machine, or the Cricut Maker will allow you to make this project. The regular Cricut Joy will not work. And for this project, I did use my Cricut Joy Xtra. So I'm going to show you some things that you will need. First, I'm not going to be able to show you how exactly to do this in Cricut Design Space, honestly, because it's really simple and you can find a lot of videos on how to do print then cut. But I'll kind of tell you what my idea was and how I did this. I just found a bunch of really cute images in Cricut Design Space, and I'll show you a couple ideas here. This one had a cute little ghost and an orange pumpkin that was already colored, and all I did was I selected this image, I created an offset, and I made sure to contour everything that was in between the image. I don't remember if this one had it or not, but if it did, I had contoured it all out, and basically I wanted to print the image plus the offset so that it would look like as if I stamped it and I used a die cut to cut it out. So I have a bunch of images here, and so I cut all of these out using 80-pound cardstock. After I selected all of the images and even including the words, and here are some of the words that I wrote. This one says, "You are spooky cute." I just made that up. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, so after I selected all of my images and all of the words that I wanted to use, I sent it to, I made sure that they were all flattened so that they can be printed on the 80-pound paper. And then once it prints out, I will then put it back onto the cutting mat, and then my machine then cuts out all of the images. And I just wanted to show you that this is how it looks like when they all come out. Now, I did cut the offset twice. I did not print these out. I just did regular basic cut. So it cut the offset or the background 2 more times, and that's why you kind of see it over here. I didn't do the print then cut. I just sent it to do a basic cut. And so that's what I did. My settings were 80-pound cardstock with more pressure, and it came out beautifully. I didn't have any problems at all. So I will be making regular A2 size cards. That is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And I've made all of these to be, just a regular side, folded along the side instead of the top folding card. And these are 110-pound cardstock. That is why I cut out the images and the words using 80-pound. I just typically like to do that. 110 is just a lot more stable, and I like that. So I'm going to set these to the side because I'm going to use these as the card base, and now I'm going to build the design. A couple other things that you might need is a tweezer. You'll need a strong glue, which I just have regular tacky glue that I put into this little container. And then I also selected some markers. Now these are the Ohuhu markers. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but these are alcohol markers. I got these for Christmas and I forgot to specify that I wanted the brush tip. But I didn't get the brush tip. I got this size and this brush tip. But these will work. Any alcohol markers would work. Really, honestly, any markers will work. I did test to make sure that the markers won't smear on the little black ink, and it didn't seem to smear. I'll show you really quick. So I just did a quick little test here on this line that was printed along with the images, and I just used a blue, and it didn't smudge or smear or anything like that. So I'm hoping that as I color these images that they will turn out really, really nice. I don't need a lot of colors, so I did already pre-selected a few colors that I'm going to choose. I don't remember what the name of this collection is called, but basically I'll be using Y792 Marigold, and then I will be using R293 Pastel Rose, and Y295, I think that's Barium Yellow, and then BG042 Cool Gray, and last but not least, E194 Powder Pink. So the reason why I'm not using a lot of colors is because a lot of these images don't really need coloring. If you want to color it different colors, you can definitely feel free to add more colors to the selection that you're going to be using to color your images. Then next up, I have this really nice cardstock pattern paper from scrapbook.com. I actually received this as a free gift last year when I made a purchase. I can't remember what the amount was, but I think it was something like spend $50 and you get a free gift. And I just happened to receive this as a free gift. And there's so many cute patterns in here, and it's double-sided. So there you get one pattern on one side and then a different pattern on a different side. So I did already pre-select a few of the patterns that I wanted to use as my card base, or I'm sorry, as my card front. So I just want to show you really quick. This one would be so cute too. All right, so first I am going to start off with this image, the candy one. I think this is just so cute. So I'm gonna rip one out, and then I'm going to select another one, which is this one right here. The thing about double-sided cardstock is that sometimes you get two sides that are just so pretty. It's hard to choose which one, right? Okay, so I got that one, and then I'm gonna choose one more. Let's see, what was the one that I wanted? Now I'm kind of forgetting which one I had selected. No, it wasn't that orange one. Nope, I think it's, yep. So I think it was this one right here. So I'll just use the back side. Sorry about that. All right, and there's so many from here. You can literally make a card without cutting anything from Cricut. You can make a card by just using cardstock paper. And if you have any old dies already, you can go ahead and use that, and that will work. All right, so I'm going to bring in my paper trimmer. So again, I'm using these as my card fronts because I want to elevate the design or make it really cool and unique. So I have my paper trimmer here. I'm going to cut this down to size. Okay, so it's gonna look something like this. Now, if you are very particular about the direction of the candies, you can definitely change it to cut it the way that you want it to. All right, so the images that I'm gonna use are gonna be these spider webs. And let me just pull that out. Okay, so I have these, and here is my card base, and this is going to be my card front. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to glue this on right here, and then I'm going to grab another white panel and die cut it out really quick. Okay, so I guess I didn't think about that part thoroughly. I just all of a sudden wanted to do a shaker card. But you can also cut this in Cricut Design Space. You can grab a rectangle and size it to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and then do another square and then slice them through so that you get a perfect little cutout like this. I didn't do that because I wasn't thinking about it at the time, but I just went ahead and used my Cricut cutout block to cut this out really quick. So it's going to look something like this, okay? And then I'm gonna have these out here like that, and it might hang off a little bit, and that's okay. I will cut it off, and then we can grab our little spiders. So I am going to need acetate for this, but first let's glue this down. This little glue dispenser was very inexpensive, but it does not come out very evenly. I think I bought this at Michael's. Yeah. It comes out really, really slow. Okay, so I'm just gonna put that on. Oops. Line it up on the sides. Just like that. And then if you have a little rolling thing tool like this, I like to use this to just kind of make sure that the glue sticks down really well, or that it's evenly spread out. Okay, and let's make sure it looks good. Looks like there's just a little bit slight of an overhang. It's not too bad. Okay, so now I'm going to grab my acetate, and if you're using Cricut's acetate, be sure to remove the little protective sheet that comes on both sides. I remember the first time I used it, I did not remove it. I was thinking, like, why does it look so cloudy? Well, duh. I didn't read the packaging very well. Okay. And then once I have this, I will then glue it to the back side. Now I'm just gluing the acetate on, but we are not going to actually glue anything on yet because we still have to color our little spiders that I want to put on there. Okay, so here is our acetate. I'll let that just sit there. It's gonna go like that. I thought about making this project as simple as possible, but if you really wanted to amplify the design of this, you can definitely add some glue along the spider web and throw in some fine black glitter to really make it shine. I'm not going to do that just because I, again, want to try to keep this video as simple as I possibly can. And so I am going to put these to the side really quick while I'm letting this dry. I'm going to grab my spiders. I did cut out like 4, but I think maybe I'll just use 3. And I'm going to color these with this cool gray color. Didn't want to make it completely all blacks. I just thought that that might not be as cute. So I'll speed this part up as I'm coloring it. And just for fun, I'm gonna see, I'm not sure if this powder pink will come out, but I thought, well, maybe, oh yeah, adding a little to their cheeks just to make it look kind of cute. There you go. Okay, so we've got our little spiders, and I am going to add these or glue these on, and I think I'm gonna let it kind of sit out a little bit so that it's, you know, I can cut off the extras. So I'm gonna go ahead and glue that on. And then press the glue down. And then we can decide where we want to put our little spiders. Now I think for this one, I'm going to use this one where it says Happy Halloween. I use this font from Cricut Design Space. I just thought it was really cute. Oh, if only I can pick it up. Okay, so I think we're gonna do like a little saying like this, Happy Halloween. And then I'm going to glue. Again, I want to add a little bit of dimension to it, so I'm going to glue, stack them up to create a little bit of height. So I'm going to glue these on first. The thing about using the Cricut cutting machine versus a regular die cutting machine like the Cricut Cuttlebug or the Spellbinders Platinum 6 is that it doesn't have crisp lines. It definitely has lines where you can see that, you know, a blade went there and cut it out. Just kind of wanted to point that out, but I understand not everybody owns a Cuttlebug or a Spellbinders Platinum 6 or Anna Griffin, so that's why I wanted to show you that you have this alternative of creating cards if you just have a Cricut cutting machine. You don't have to go out there and buy a whole new. Now for me, I just got carried away. If you remember a couple of months ago, I shared that, you know, when I started my crafting journey, I just wanted to buy everything. And a couple years, a couple thousands of dollars later, I wouldn't say I have everything, but I have a lot of things, and sometimes that's a good thing and it's a bad thing. So it's however you look at it. I mean, if you're using it for a business, then that's a good thing because you're using the supplies that you bought. But if you're just doing it for hobbying, I mean, I don't know. Why are you here? You are not part of this. Don't want to confuse myself now. Okay, so I am going to, let's decide how we want to do this. So Happy Halloween. I like the idea of the trio. This, that is totally cute. Okay, I'm gonna do it. Sometimes I don't like to think too hard about things. I just want to put you on and get you going. You know, I can be an extreme overthinker. Let me know, are you an extreme overthinker? I know I am. Ooh, there's some extra pieces of paper here. Okay. And again, these are not perfect cards by any means, but this is just to give you some ideas on how you can create with your Cricut cutting machine. Okay, so I do like the placement of that. I mean, we could definitely put it down here too. That is pretty cute because this is going to be a shaker card. We could put it right down here. But I kind of like it in the center too, like that. I'm gonna put it in the center. Don't want to overthink this. I think it looks good anywhere, honestly, but I don't want to overthink it. Okay, make sure that's straight. Gonna put you on there so that you stick down. I love card making. and I know how expensive it can be. They can add up. All of these wonderful companies are coming out with all these different fun bundles, and I know that if you are like me, they are very expensive. It's like you want to support every business there are possibly out there, but it's kind of hard to do that because, you know, you have bills and stuff to pay too. Okay, so while that's drying, I am going to use my little anti-static powder just on here because I don't want my the shaker stuff to get stuck on the acetate, or at least not be so stuck on there. I hate when they don't move and they're just stuck in one place. So this is just to kind of make it a little bit easier. Okay, while that's still drying, I'm gonna grab the shaker that I'm gonna use in here. I found these miscellaneous gems. These were from a last year Halloween project. I don't remember what you call those things, but it's those art where you glue the gems on there and then it creates a photo. There were so many left over, I didn't want to throw it away, but I think this would look so cute right here. I'm gonna do that. Okay, so first I'm going to add my tape, but let me cut this. I'm gonna use my scrapbook.com precision scissor to cut off the extra spiderweb that's hanging off the sides. Just like this. I really do like this scissor. It's nice. Okay. I'm gonna move that to the side. Wow, look at that. That's really pretty now. Okay, so I'm going to add a little bit of this. Okay, and you want to flatten it out, because if you don't flatten it out, they're gonna get stuck. So just trust me on that. I've made multiple errors with that where I forgot to do that, and it's just not good. Okay, and then I'm going to use this really thin double-sided foam tape. Not thin, but I can't remember if this is, wow, less than a quarter of an inch. So it's half of a quarter of an inch. And I'm going to cut these. I'm going to grab my non-stick glue, move you to the side. And then I'm going to put you on here. Okay. I'm totally guesstimating at this point. Okay, so you want to make sure that there are no holes poking out, because you don't want your shakers to fall out. So I'm going to just be very mindful of that. A little too long right here. Okay, and then last piece, I'll try to wiggle you in here. Right up against. So I'm a little short here again. I'm going to use that little piece that I cut off earlier to fill in that gap, because you don't want the shakers to fall out. So I'm just going to squeeze that right in. here is the moment of truth. Go ahead and we're going to remove this. I think I got these double-sided foam tape from Hobby Lobby. I think it's the Paper Shop brand. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's that. It looks like too big of a roll to be Dollar Tree. Okay, and now we're going to line it up as best as we can. Look at that. Okay, so here we've got a shaker card. Again, you can do so many fun stuff. Like you can add extra little design here. You could have used glitter, white glitter cardstock. You can add extra sparkle to it. It doesn't have to look this plain. This is just to give you an idea of what you can create with your quick cutting machine. And yeah, it's so pretty. I love that. It's cute. All right, let's move on to the next card. Okay, this next one, I promise I'm going to make this one even simpler. Okay, so I'm going to use this same background. This is the other one. I don't want to waste it. So I'm going to flip it over and I'm just going to create a little background for the card base. Basically, you just cut it to your desired length. Okay, I think I'm going to do one more line. And then, there you go. That looks much better. Okay, so now we can decide what image we want to use next. You know, we can definitely do this one. I think this one will look so cute. What I love about this is that I don't have to color it because it's already colored. And you know, you can definitely add a little pink. I can add in the powder pink, and we can put like a little cute dot on here for the cheeks, just to make it really cute. And then we can glue this on. Now you can definitely add double-sided foam tape to raise it up to give it a little bit more interest, or you can just lay it flat. And then you could put double-sided foam tape on this image to lift it up like that. I think that's what I'm going to do because I don't want it to have so much height that you know, you can't fit it into an envelope or make the card way too heavy. So again, I'm going to add glue all over to the back. I ran out of my regular Barely Art glue, and I have some. I just have been too lazy and too busy to refill the container. So, okay, just like that. Make sure it's center. Now for this card, I am going to use this, even though it's a side folding A2 card. I'm going to be decorating it this way. Okay, so I'm going to use my little rolling tool to make sure that the glue gets evenly spread out and that it sticks down. Okay, there's a little bit towards the bottom, but that's okay. All right, so I'm going to do the trick or treat sentiment, I think that's going to really pop against this background. And again, I did cut the shadow layer or the offset layer twice to give it a little bit of extra height. So I'm going to glue that. So again, you don't have to do this part. I just like to do this because I like to add a little bit of extra height to my sentiment to make it pop out. Okay, I don't know why some of these images have a lot of little extra hanging pieces. It's like my Cricut cut it way too fast, and okay, should be okay. All right, so here we have Trick or Treat, and then I'm gonna add double-sided foam tape to this, and then we will glue this down. Just gonna grab this one. Okay, now we have to decide where do we want to put our cute little ghost. I think that looks just about right. Okay, we're gonna go with that. I think right there is fine. And then I'm just gonna glue this. So as you see, I didn't have to put any foam tape on this because it's already layered up right around there. That's good. And then the next one. I'm not sure why my Cricut cut these out as two separate words, but it did, which is fine. Okay. I know it looks a little plain, but you can definitely, you know, before putting the background, you can definitely do some ink blending to create like a little orange background or dark orange or distress ink to give it some extra visual interest before you lay down that background paper. I think that would look really cute. Or if you wanted to do like a darker orange card base to really amplify that color, you can do that as well. This is just a simple way of showing. We can also add some cute little embellishments. I don't know if I'm going to, but I have a yellow here. Let's see. I have this color. I think this color looks better. This is Spellbinders Peach. This one was Spellbinders Chameleon. Okay. I mean, we can definitely see, you know, do we like it, right? Because if we don't like it, we can definitely take it off. I'm trying to make it simple. So let me see. Wanna add some coolness to this. I'm just testing it out. I mean, that's kind of cute, right? Let me see. Let me see if I move it to sequins. And let me add a little tiny one. I mean, that is kind of cute. Should we do it? Should we do it? All right, let's do it. Okay. Just move these to the side. Let's see. Let's start off with this side. Done. All right. Just gonna press firmly to make sure that it's down. All right, here we go. Our second card. Trick or treat. You can write whatever you want in there. Here is card idea number 2. let's move on to our last card. All right, for our last card, I'm gonna just speed some things up. So I used that other cardstock paper earlier, and I'm gonna use this side. I did cut this down to, I think, was it 5 1/4 by 4 inches, so that it's going to look like this. And for this one, I am actually going to put foam tape on the top to elevate it, to give it extra visual interest. And then the image that I'm going to use is this one right here. And the colors that I am going to do are powder pink and pastel rose. And the ghost looks so cute as it is already. I'm going to just add 2 dots to the cheek to make it extra cute, like that. And then I'm going to color the bow. I'm just going to do one single color. You know, the reason why I printed out so many images is because sometimes you just, you know, if you pick only one image and then when you go to make your card, you're like, I don't like this image anymore. It's nice to have a variety, and since I have so many extra, I might actually just do a few more cards. So what I mean by that is that I still have an extra spider, and I still have, well, maybe I could use a little spider. Yeah, I'll use a little spider. So let me pull up that gray again, and let me just color my cute little spider. I hope you guys have been enjoying this video so far. I'm not really good at doing real-time recording. Sometimes I start talking and then I just lose my train of thoughts, or I'm not sure what I'm saying. So thanks for sticking through with that. And then we have, last but not least, this You Are Spooky Cute. Again, same thing. I like to create a little bit of dimension. So I am going to just, I mean, you don't have to. You could literally just go with this and just put it on here. But I'm kind of picky. I just like the extra dimensional look. So that is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to let these dry really quick. Just put my block on there to let that dry. And then I am going to, before I put foam tape on here, I am going to just, oh, hello sun. All of a sudden it's like super bright. Okay, so I'm going to put my little ghost here and my little spider here. I think that'll look really cute. I'm just gonna tilt it a little bit. And then I'm gonna add some glue to my ghost. Just like that, to give myself extra room to put my words. And then my spider can hang off to the side. Like that. Okay. And then we could do something like, you are spooky cute. Now I can even put it a little bit higher. I could go like this, but that would not make sense. You spooky are cute. That's funny as heck. Okay, so I can definitely put it above that, or I could just go like this and like that, but then that would be too much. I guess I shouldn't have glued the my ghost down yet. Now originally I wanted to do it like this. You are spooky. It was supposed to be like this. You are spooky cute. You know, it is what it is. We are going to stick with it. You are I mean, I can try to make it look kind of like, you know, to make it look kind of spooky a little bit. Oh yeah, that's pretty cute. Let me see if I can bring it down. Yeah, that's cute. Okay, I'm gonna, because there's extra space up here, I'm just gonna cut that off a little bit. Okay, I trimmed that down, so now let's glue these. This was supposed to be simple. I made this a little bit harder than what it really should have been. And so I'm going to kind of hang it down, slant it a little bit. You are super cute. Right. All right, done. Let's grab our double-sided tape. Okay. Make sure it's the right side. And I'm gonna try to angle this as best as I can. All right, there you go. I have to flip it over. All right, do we want to add any embellishments? Do we want to add anything to it? Let's see, is that too much? You let me know. Is that too much? Or should we just do one over here? Or none at all? I think we'll just do none for now, but I might change my mind later. To recap, these are the cards that we made today. We made a shaker card, and we made this super cute trick-or-treat card. We turned this into a top folding card, and we made this "You Are Spooky Cute." And again, these are not like a representation of my best work. I wish it was, but I wanted to inspire you all and show you that you can also use your Cricut cutting machine, those machines with the print then cut feature, to make cards. Instead of buying fancy dies or stamps, you can use your cutting machine to make cards for all occasions and any occasions. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next video. Bye!